Hello and welcome to the Extreme Z Podcast, the only Dokkan podcast making your favorite talk show format relevant again. I'm your host, Epic Mewtwo.
And I'm your co-host, Kevon.
And welcome back to, well, wait, why do I say welcome back and then I say the number of the episode? It's not like there's two episode 7s.
That's my insight.
I guess I'll have to think about that for future intro memes. But anyway, welcome back to the podcast, guys. Thank you so much for listening in yet again. We have a very fun
this one.
You'll love this one. We have a very fun podcast planned.
Apologize in advance for the long boy.
Yes, this part is being, to give you a little bit of an inside scoop, this part is being recorded after the interview. But we have the masked Ningen on the show today, a very cool Dokkan YouTuber, super chill guy. The interview with him was so much fun. It was quite long, as you can see, I'm sure, by the episode length here.
Yeah.
So we'll go through the news for you a little bit quicker today. Since as well, too, there isn't as much news that we have. We have some happenings on Global and JP, but
the tumbleweed passes on Global.
Exactly. Even on JP right now, too, it's kind of dead. But
I mean, the hype is building up slowly.
Right.
But they're still tumbleweeds.
Right, exactly. So we're getting some teasings of fourth year on JP. But before we can get there, let's talk about what JP just got. So we got the little teaser for the awakening for the Kid Goku that's eventually going to go into LR. And it now, Dokkan awakens into a Kid Goku and Krillin UR card, which is pretty cool.
It does, but at the same time, it's only Kid Goku in the name.
Right, in the name, it's only Kid Goku, but Krillin is in the art, so...
Rip our boy.
Yeah, very interesting there, though. But that story event as well came out, as well as the old story event where you could get the Kid Goku originally came back. The Broly banner and the Gogeta banner turned into a regular banner and has since gone away. Because the discounts ended on that, and both of their events are now not there every single day, which is kind of unfortunate, but regardless,
definitely a big rip.
Yeah, it's okay. Obviously that's what every Dokkan Fest turns into at some point. JP got this back, which is kind of funny that Global just got it. The Supreme Kai event where you can get that Tech Supreme Kai that Dokkan awakens into all the Kais. So that's cool.
Then he still just named Supreme Kai.
Yeah, but then
just named the Kai Squad.
Yeah, right. We have the AGL Kid Buu EZA, which brought back Kid Buu's EZA as well. Along with it came the FCR Gogeta EZA, which is straight busted.
Int Gogeta who?
Yeah, exactly. He got power crept by Gogeta. Which is crazy that both of the
Trust no one, not even yourself.
Both of the old versions of the units have gotten power crept.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy.
I don't reign supreme anymore.
Yep. Exactly. Anyhow, that banner as well, to coincide with the Gogeta EZA, came out. Super 17 was on the banner, which was an interesting choice, and obviously AGL Kid Buu, considering he got an EZA.
Yeah.
Then we had the Movie Bosses banner go live, which was just for Gogeta's EZA, because that's what was super effective against it.
Funny enough, Turles wasn't even around for this, though. Like, I guess the whole purpose was to try and use Fizz Broly against it. But I mean, why would you?
Right, exactly.
It's not a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Very interesting, though. Then we also had the 21 stones for the weekend thing come back, which is pretty cool.
Yes, the one thing Global never gets.
Yeah.
Which is a big rip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. We did get some pretty big update news, though, that was not related to fourth year. The version 4.2.0, aka version 420, is coming to Dokkan.
The very double G update.
Yes, exactly. It is. I got that reference.
Can I get copyright claimed?
No. Okay. But no, this update has come by now. A very interesting update. Basically,
yeah, this one is pretty hit or miss, I'd say.
So I guess they never miss, huh? It brought with a few things. The HP and attack and defense, like damage or not damages, stats are color coded, which didn't need to happen, but okay.
Yeah.
the transformation button got moved to next to where you can go to train or awaken a unit because the button where it was replaced by the old UI, and of course, again, not Ultra Instinct UI as in like the, you know, how you interact with the game. Basically, now you can scroll through the stats of the character, the dupe system, the categories, and the links. Or if you'd like to access the old way of looking at that, where you click on the bottom of the card and then it would pop up over the art, the place where the transformation button used to be is now that button. So I guess they did this, I don't know, just so you could access it and still look at the card art.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's a weird. Like, I guess this is their definition of quality of life because like it definitely wasn't needed, but it's kind of cool. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. And, I mean,
I don't know.
I've used it and I've liked it, I guess. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely not something that hinders the game. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
The color coding is a little off-putting at first.
I don't really like it, to be honest, but we deal with it. Yeah. Regardless, though, what was the God Goku glitch? You knew about this more than I did.
Basically, if I remember right, the issue with the Tech God Goku was the fact that his super was considered a key-based when it wasn't supposed to be.
Okay.
I think, or it's the other way around. One of the two.
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense.
God, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I tried.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Reaching.
So then, of course, as per usual, some other UI changes and bug fixes. Besides that, though, the Peppy Gals banner came back, which brought with it the awakenings of the Chi-Chi and Bola cards, and they're both actually really good.
From the Ribrian event, by the way. Nobody seemed to mention, but they awaken from Ribrian's event.
Yeah, the medals from those.
They take 20, I'm guessing, so.
I think so. Yeah. 20 or 30, something like that.
Yeah. We have Turles, Bola.
Yeah. So, yes, Bola is basically Turles for Peppy Gals, which is pretty cool.
Granted, obviously, she's not as good as Turles. Like, shout out to Garesh. He made comments about this on Twitter. See, I check Twitter sometimes.
Hey.
He mentioned that you can't, like, obviously the Bull and Chi-Chi are reminiscent of the Ranger 17 and Turles, but can't really compare. For one, Peppy Gals doesn't have a proper category lead, like doesn't have at least 150. Mm-hmm. And two, they have naturally lower stats and like both supreme damage, so they won't hit as hard as like Ranger 17 or Turles. Right. The only reason that we're comparing them to those two is because Bola has literally Turles' passive, the 3 key and 4% to all allies, and Bulma has 3 key and 120% defense to all Peppy Gals, so that's why they're compared.
Oh, you mean Tech Bulma?
I meant Chi-Chi.
Oh, okay.
I keep saying Bulma. Anyhow.
I was like, wait a minute. Do you mean Tech Bulma? Wait, that's not right. And then I was like, oh, wait, he means Chi-Chi.
Whoops.
Yeah.
They're the same. They both have blue hair, right?
True.
Anyhow.
Moving on. The flying Learn How to Fly event came back, so that was pretty cool.
Precious.
Yes, good being event. The Raditz event came back. Yay, good, cool. This is where things start getting exciting, though.
Yeah, so this is stuff that hasn't been in game yet. But
right. So
it's definitely bringing some big stuff.
Some information got leaked. Lots of stuff, actually. The Black Smoke Shinron assets got leaked, meaning that the boy Black Smoke is going to be added into Dokkan, which is pretty cool.
Speaking of the 420 update.
Yeah, really. His animation was also data mined, and it was really interesting, actually. He just kind of like talks and flies away.
Like, it was honestly very, like, you know, the TFS line of, like, there's a, like, in the comments of that Reddit post, there's a TFS line of, that Mr. Popo said. I can't say it on the podcast, but it definitely sums up how I felt watching that. It's very ominous, I'll say that.
But regardless, though, we also got some new Shinron coins. The Sonic Heroes Shinron coins is referred to. A blue Shinron coin, a yellow Shinron coin, and a red Shinron coin, so very interesting there. Smoke Shinron's not SA. What am I trying to say? OST.
Assets?
There we go.
Oh,
was leaked. So that's pretty cool.
It's actually a remix of his appearance theme in GT, which is very nice.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's like not a complete remix, but definitely takes like inspiration from it.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. It's very nice.
I like it. Nice.
I can dig it.
All right. So on top of that, some other stuff got leaked. We got two other interesting things before we got V-Jump leaks. One was a button that we initially thought, and I said this in the news video, that we thought was a button that would be to turn off diamond backgrounds on cards. But I tweeted, funny enough, the discussion that I found out this information was from a meme I made, which I also posted on the Reddit and my Twitter. But Zahal chimed into the conversation and said that basically this is not a button to turn off the diamond background. Let me actually pull that tweet up just to make sure I know exactly what he said. He was saying that it was something related to summons. Or actually, sorry. Zahal originally said that's not what it is, and then Common chimed in, both mods on the Dokkan sub, and said it's a gotcha UI button, meaning an added button to the gotcha screen. So we have no idea what it actually does. Common, though, had a few ideas himself, which I guess I'll just read out here just for the sake of it. Shout out to the boy Common Mod. Go follow him on Twitter at Common Mod. Kamen Rider. So there's what he calls the Zahal Dream, which is a separate option that allows summoning SRs and above. Which I feel you, my boy Zahal. Yes, the Dream.
Wait, what? Why?
Summoning for SRs and above.
Oh, so no R's and multis. I see you.
Yeah, exactly.
I see you. It only costs 100 stones. Double the price of a regular multi.
Gosh. So we got that. Another one is mimicking Legends discount signal, which I would definitely not be opposed to.
1 stone a day, let's go.
Yo,
one stone a day single.
So
Bring
cool.
singles back.
Yes.
Hashtag it in the comments.
Make
Bring
singles
back
relevant
singles.
again. Make singles great again.
Yeah.
And then also he just noted that I think based on the rainbow color of it, it's going to be really important, which obviously makes sense. And then he was also just kind of saying maybe a guaranteed featured unit after a certain amount of summons or an LR or something like that.
Could that be how they implement the Kaioken Blue animation that was way back
Possibly.
like when you do a thing, when you use that to do a multi, it shows like Kaioken is guaranteed to show up or something? That could happen.
Yeah. We'll see. Very interesting stuff, though. We also got a new gameplay feature to Dokkan. This is quite interesting. Yeah. The active effect, or active skill effect, rather.
Yeah.
Basically, it's going to require more tapping on, like, moving your finger on the screen. And we have a list of skills here. I'll just read through them real quick. True potential, increase your power by 50%. Key release, increase your key to 100%. Key focus, get all key on the board. Double strike attack twice in a row. Break attack, break your opponent's guard. Charge up, double your next attack. Spirit cannon, cancel your opponent's attack turn. Telekinesis, reduce your opponent's defense to 0. Counter, add damage received to next attack. Yajirobe strike, nullify all effects. I love how that's like the only character specific one. Protect, reduce damage received to 10%. Absorption, absorb key super attacks and recover HP. That sounds like something 17 would do.
That has to be like an Android specific one or something.
Pressure, lower power level by 50%, on some scouter memes. A regeneration, recover HP, and surprise attack, extend attack by 1 turn. So we're not
These
too
are obviously
sure.
pretty busted in the grand scheme of things. If there are a list of like all restrictions that we won't go over here, probably, but
Right. But a couple things to just note about this. At the time of this recording, right, we have no idea what these do. How to activate them, I guess we should say. Obviously, we know what we do because we just read them. But, like, how they actually work in practice is unknown. We do have this little animation of, like, a kind of ball just, like, sort of zooming around the screen. It's not really
how we
much.
think this works, that it like, applies to the 3 units on rotation. Not, like, to the whole team. So it's, like, a 1-turn deal, I think.
Which makes sense because they're kind of swiping it to where the circles would be on the screen.
Yeah.
Right. So we don't know. We don't know if it's going to be for certain characters. It'll be for every character. If it'll be like, for certain kinds of characters, if these different skills would be like specific to them, we have no idea. So we'll have to see where that goes. That'll be something very interesting to follow up on in a future podcast. Now, the last thing that JP had was a V-Jump scan.
Oh
And
boy, here we go.
this was very interesting because obviously with the anniversary V Jump scans, they don't necessarily reveal too much information because they're trying to keep it, like a surprise. Like last year, they just showed it was like Easy A Gohan, the free Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and Porunga. Funny
Yeah.
enough, they did not show the boy Black Smoke, which is a little bit unfortunate, but what can you do?
No, if only.
The V Jump did show, though, a brand new Super Saiyan 4 Goku that's going to be free in your box.
Yes, the anniversary one.
Right, reminiscent of
Holding
the
that 4-star ball.
yeah, reminiscent of the Super Saiyan 3 Goku from last
Yeah.
year. He is Fizz, by the way.
And it is just regular Super Saiyan 4 Goku, apparently. Not a full power shenanigans, so...
Cool.
People are thinking he might be on Shadow Dragons. If he is, that'd be amazing.
That would be really cool. Let's hope.
Yeah.
Besides that, though, we're getting 4 stones a day during the celebration,
Yeah, for
which is
login.
absolutely incredible. We're getting a new red stone, and that had a little bit of confusion because people thought we were getting 7 of the red stone.
Blame the V-Jump scan.
Yeah, but apparently it's just number 7. And there
Let's
was
hope.
one,
Maybe it can be 7.
yeah,
Maybe.
let's hope that'd be really cool. And then wasn't there one more thing?
On that page specifically, I don't think so.
There was another thing for 4. I think it was I'll look into it again. But regardless, though, it doesn't really matter. It was something kind of insignificant. But bigger things than that, though. Goku Jr. is getting an EZA, which is really cool. He has kind of needed one for a little bit.
He definitely needed one.
So cool that he's getting one. And as well, STRB Pan is getting an awakening to an LR. Which
LRB Ben, let's go.
Which is really crazy. 4-year anniversary coins. That was the other thing.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
There was a 4 we're missing.
Yeah, I made sure that just to double check that. But yes, so she will be awakening to an LR. We don't know how yet. I believe though.
Well, it does mention a new stage.
Yes, the medals are going to be obtainable. Let's see, there will be a special stage in the Pan Honey event that we have now, where the medals will be obtainable to Dokkan Awakened or into an LR. So there you go.
Yeah.
And she will have the same essays before. Oh, also the other thing it mentioned is that there will be a new Giru event where you can recruit Giru, and he'll have his own potential orbs. So he'll be like
that'll be fun.
He'll be like Bulma and Goku Jr.
Ooh, do you think? Hear me out here. A little theory crafting in the news part.
Well, I mean, I'm done with JP, so go for it.
Yeah. So what if this is like the Gohan and Piccolo from like 30 year and 250 million download celebration respectively, and he automatically EZAs?
Interesting. Maybe that would be cool.
I could see that would be cool. But yeah. So
he'll be the first smaller robot card we get.
Yep, small robot.
Anyway, Global, take it away.
Let's get it. So already starting off with issues. Regarding issues found there, I think there's an issue with the recommended characters. Let me exactly read this. I didn't actually check this part, so okay, when you went to go check the event through, like when you go through recommended characters, like in the Gear tab, when you go to the event and go to the Awakening medals, it'll show a different medal than what it's supposed to, which obviously is a problem. And there was a glitch with the Battlefield Ultimate Clash regarding battle history. Once you get a game over, basically. So those got fixed. No update on the Grade Ape issue or the transformation issue yet, but that'll be fixed in due time.
That been around for a while?
Yeah, it's been around basically the amount of time it's been around on JP is how it's on Global right now.
Okay, well, that's good, I guess.
Equal treatment is equal treatment, man. I don't know what to tell you.
No, that's good. And also, wasn't there the Universe 6 category issue? Or are you getting to that?
Is that here actually? Yes, that's coming up. So we have the Universe Battle Saga category summon. 30 stones multi, unless you really want Kale, I guess, or Topo. I don't know.
Topo's good.
Yeah. Fear of the Tree of Might came back. Super Warrior Slam. Victory will be mine. Best name. So we got the new story event coming up, which was the Unknown Battle of Gods and Maja, which JP just got back, so yeah. We got that announced, and the new stage of the terrifying transforming module. I struggled there.
The new Boo event.
Yeah, the new Boo. Happy Boo years.
Yes, happy
Got
Boo
him.
years.
But yeah, so Boo's S tier Boo is coming. We also had the fourth Dokkan Battlefield that introduced LR Medical on Global. Very fun, and with that came an issue with Universe 6.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, everyone on Universe 6 except the global exclusive ones weren't on Universe 6 anymore.
Thank
So
you.
that was thankfully patched very quickly after that came out. Because obviously they have a reason to patch that, unlike the Great Ape one, essentially, is what I think Akatsuki's going with, but...
Oh, well.
then the actual part 2 of the New Year celebration started. We got some more special missions, a usual Dragonstone sale, Super Boo's banner, which was unchanged on Global.
Which is... I mean, it was alright. I mean...
Yeah, Super Vegeta, if you really want him. I tried for him. I got S tier Fat Boo, of course.
I mean, you got you.
I literally got myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind. More World Tournament help.
Yeah, there you go.
We have the event... it's called the new Boost event, the updated stage, the Transformation Boost category summon.
Right, and that was the English
still
name.
Iffy on that name. Yeah, still iffy a little.
Yeah,
I mean,
I still like Enhanced Transformation better, but...
Yeah, I get you. The story event was live, same with Raditz. Both JP and Global have these two events. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Funny. Extreme Z Battle Challenge Pack went live, along with Kid Boo's EZA, which is coming soon.
Yay.
Along with EZA Goku coming... Super Saiyan 3 Goku's Extreme Z Battle to awaken the STR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Boy, I can't talk to that.
There you go.
Along with the Pure Saiyan category summon, the Kid Buu and Super Saiyan 3 Goku events are open daily, which it doesn't matter because all events are open anyways, but...
Oh, I see.
I don't know, man. Goku Jr. returns after thousands of years.
Yay. Farm him up, by the way.
Yeah,
since we're knowing he's getting an
easy.
easy A. Farm him up if you haven't yet.
He'll definitely be great, I know it.
Yes.
And Bulma's Battle Prep coming with the 25th World Tournament, which I forgot. There is something we should talk about. Let me go into the cards. Because along with the 25th World Tournament, Global is getting a new Bojack.
Bojack.
Yep. The Fizz Bojack, who basically is a mini LR Bojack. And the reason why Global's getting this is because this World Tournament on JP, they got the Fizz Mighty Mask that was already on Global, and the Super Saiyan 2 Great Saiyaman, which is also coming. So on Global, this World Tournament, you're good. If you rank high enough, you're gonna get one copy of Great Saiyaman and one copy of Bojack, who is a very nice unit. Once he gets a rebirth, once he has essentially Dokkans, get sharing the limit. Because I don't know, I see people throwing around the term like rebirth like it's an actual thing when it never really was a thing.
I don't know.
Still called Dokkan Awakening,
can
but
still use it. I know what you mean.
Yeah. But either way, once he awakens and gets sharing the limit, because I doubt he's getting Fierce Battle. That's for sure.
Yeah, probably.
He'll be the best link buddy for Bojack. He'll trigger all his links.
Yeah. So something else to note real quick is that this guy can be used with AGL and the LR Bojack.
Yeah, because unless he Dokkans into full power, but even then, he'll just replace AGL.
Yeah, which I don't think he will, to be honest, because we don't have an SSR. Like, what would you call this form? Just normal Bojack?
I mean, we do the Baba Shop one, but we don't have a TUR.
Well, that's garbage. But yes, a TUR is what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be cool. But anyhow, so there is him. There he be. Let's see, what else do we have? I lost my place. Dang, not in this vicinity.
I wonder why they chose Bojack though.
I know. I guess because it's with Gohan, like kind of
because Gohan memed on him. Yeah.
Yeah. So World Tournament Support Pack. Don't buy this, please. But yeah, that's all the.
That actually reminds me of something that we forgot about on JP.
Did we?
I don't know why I didn't have it listed, but they moved the Giru tab on JP.
Oh, right.
And this
making room for that Pilaf Trove.
Please, no.
I honestly don't think it's gonna happen. I think they just did it to make it look better on the global version. If anything, they'll probably have something there eventually.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So,
and if Pilaf Trove does, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
If Pilaf Trove does come, it's not gonna be the end of the world.
Yes, it will be.
Like, Worst thing that happens is your bluestone gets put in peel off trove.
Gross.
That's fair enough, but you get what I mean. There is benefits to peel off trove, little benefits.
Right.
Like the Hercule's Fortune Summon.
And we're done. But when we say moved, by the way, we mean like they actually moved like the location of it on the home screen to the bottom
Basically,
left as opposed to the top right. Where Pilaf Trove was where it was before. Now they moved it, so people are speculating that they might put Pilaf Trove on JP. Please, Kami, no. But
basically, to give you an visual representation, the gear tab is now where on Global the World Tournament and Battlefield tab is.
Right. Or used to be.
Yeah, because on JP now all of them are under the the previous quest and event button.
Right.
But yeah, so that's how you could think about where it is, because obviously we can't show it on the video because there is no video, it's just a picture. Yeah. You look at us.
Our beautiful faces.
We have special missions, lots of good stone stuff. All the events we previously talked about went live, and so did the Dokkan Festival, and ending off with another issue. Thanks, Global.
Very cool.
There was an issue with the stage 3 of Boo's event, Super Boo's event, where the power bestowed by Godlink didn't
that was weird.
Didn't trigger properly and reduce Boo Piccolo's HP regeneration. And there's a personal issue. Only people who experienced the glitch got compensation.
Why did that happen?
To be honest with you, I have no idea.
Really weird.
That I don't know. And funny enough, it was only like a 4-hour period that happened into. It was weird.
Interesting.
Anyhow, so that's pretty much all the news.
Yeah, that's all.
Very light period.
Yeah.
Once fourth year kicks in for JP, oh boy, the videos will roll out.
Yeah. You'll be getting lots of news videos. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
Whew. But regardless, though, that is going to do it for the news section of the podcast today. We're going to move on now to our interview with the boy, the masked Ningen. We hope you guys will enjoy it. It was a ton of fun to record. I know it's a little bit of a longer one, but I definitely recommend sticking around for the whole thing because we had some great conversations, some good memes thrown around, and I don't know. It was just a very good time with our boy here. So definitely as well, I know I'm probably going to say this at the end of the interview. Go check his channel out in the description below. Definitely go hit him with subscribe. Definitely. He's a great YouTuber. But without further ado, we'll take a little bit of a commercial break.
Messages.
Yeah, that you better watch.
Exactly. Watch it. Support the boy.
And we're back. We hope you enjoyed that commercial break.
Yeah, you better enjoy it.
Definitely. Yeah, you have, bro.
You better.
Exactly. You have to watch. No. But anyway.
If you don't watch the ad, you're banned. Banned off the Discord, banned off the channel.
Oof. Getting rough.
Banned out off every stream.
Dang. Well, anyhow, regardless of Kayvon's empty threats, we have a guest with us today.
Empty. I see how it is.
We have a guest with us today. As you can see, he is the title of this episode, of course, but say hello.
Hello.
Well, introduce yourself.
I wasn't sure if you were going to introduce me, but yeah.
I mean, sure.
It is I, the masked Ningen.
The man, the myth, the legend himself. So yes, we have another guest, which we're very excited about. If you guys are familiar with the last time we did this, we got some basic interview questions. We're gonna kind of go over some Dokkan related stuff with our man here. We're gonna go over some Dragon Ball stuff, some YouTube stuff, and some interesting some personal questions. With I'm actually keen. We were like cooking up some good stuff to ask you before
Sadly, some of my questions did not get added for very obvious reasons.
Yeah, we were goofing around a little bit, but
a little bit,
just a little. But beside that, yeah. So, another fellow mass saying mascot. By the way, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I did realize that once I saw your. But your mask is broken in your avatar.
That is true, yeah.
Theo, I have a request for the podcast. Photoshop a mask on the boo.
What?
Let's Photoshop a mask on the boo.
You want one too?
So we all have one.
Yep.
We have to feel included. The masked episode.
Exactly.
I like it.
All of us are not Bardock.
No one is Bardock.
Best super
Exactly.
attack quote in the game.
Oh yeah,
It really is.
it really is. Oh, but anyhow, let's go ahead and get started here. Kayvon, would you like to start us off?
So, easy question first off. How did you first find out about Dokkan and where did you hear it from?
So it was actually somebody at work, someone
Mm.
that I work with. I don't work with him anymore, but someone who used to work on my team played it and knew that I liked Dragon Ball, so he told me about it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, so I just downloaded it and started playing it. It took me a while to figure out what I was doing, and
It took a while to figure out how to pop bubbles.
well, more for like the all the team building and
Right,
that sort of
right.
thing. But like before, obviously, like when you first get into a game like this, like I obviously
Yeah.
wasn't aware of like the Reddit and the wiki and all that. Sort
Right,
of
of
stuff.
course,
Yeah.
of course.
Bobby in your LR trunks or something like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was before there were summonable LRs.
Thank
so I
God.
never
Oh,
played
boy.
them like that, but so.
Good.
Because yeah, this is back when I think the best leader I had was the physical Bardock with his all units key +2.
Holy cow!
So-
That's a long time ago. Wow. Well, I guess
Wow.
actually that kind of goes nicely into our next question. Then, when did you start Dokkan, and how long have you been playing it?
So I think it was I don't actually know exactly when I started. So I know today when it ticked over to the I guess this is when we're recording it, but when it ticked over to the login, I'm at like 887 days
Wow,
login.
okay.
Wow.
So but I remember I played it for a little bit and then I broke my phone.
Oh no!
But fortunately I had to go through that whole annoying process to like recapture your account.
Oh,
I got
boy.
it back, and I logged in, and I think I got there must have been an event on or something at the time because when I logged in, I think I got about 150 stones.
Mm, okay.
Also, quick disclaimer: remember, everybody, link your accounts to Facebook. Don't
Yes.
click
Yes.
that stuff.
But yeah,
Good
it was
plug.
when the AGL Super Vegito and Physical Broly had just come out.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
I think I literally got Vegito first multi, Broly second multi, and this was before I knew like anything about the rates and stuff, so I didn't know like just how good that
First
was.
year
back then.
Dokkan rates.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, Super Vegito, cool.
Dragon Ball Legends, is that you?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So we
man.
started around the same time then. That's kind of interesting.
Ah, cool.
Man, I feel like a
So
small.
you're almost at
bastard.
1,000 days.
Yeah, man, finally gonna get that Goku.
That's yeah, exactly. Oh, I know the wait for it is like teeth biting, fingernail biting is what I meant to say.
I mean, the thing is, though, obviously now because we've now got the int one from the new
Yeah, he's a
Super
little,
Battle Road
like,
stages. He's basically the
already a
same
little
thing,
irrelevant.
right?
Yeah, which
Maybe
is
he's got a hard hitter, if anything.
Yeah, yeah.
true. But anyhow,
I mean, I'm looking forward to getting him just to have
Yeah.
him.
yeah. Oh, of course, you got to complete the collection.
Remember, for the meme, you have to put 4 guys into him and just set him as your leader.
What?
Because okay, so you know how you get 4 dupes.
Oh God, no! So people think that I just fed them in for a
Yep.
super attack.
Just leave him all padlocked for a bit.
Oh man.
Meme on everyone. I definitely gotta do that.
55% and super attack.
Yes, exactly.
Oof.
Alright, so on to the next question. Like, so which version of Dokkan do you play and prefer, and why?
So I main global. I do have a JP account. I can't remember. I think I started it when Tech Angel Goku and the Marseillan.
Oh, that's not
banner
bad.
was coming
Okay.
out on
Of
Dokkan
course.
JP. And I really wanted the Marseillan. I mean,
Right,
you
of
can
course.
tell from my channel art, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I managed to get no events or like festivals or anything were on at the time. So
Mhm.
I started with like 10 stones.
Gotcha.
So I got up to 50, did a multi, got Tech Angel Goku, and so I just made like the worst mono tech team you've ever seen,
Oh, boy.
and got through like the story and all that sort of stuff. And then
Okay.
it wasn't until the Janemba Gogeta Dual Dokkan Fest that I actually managed to get some good units and actually be
Gotcha.
able to even awaken the Tech Angel Goku.
Okay, I feel that. I remember those days of Dokkan.
Because my JP, so I do technically still have my JP account. It's completely free to play. I got pretty lucky. I do have some pretty decent teams, but
Okay, cool.
basically
nice.
once I started doing my channel, it's too hard to play two versions.
Right.
Oh, believe me, dude, I feel you there.
Because obviously you got to like, you've got to farm and grind everything to get ready.
My global is like my baby, and I'm just like, I look at my JP, I'm just like, one day I'll play you. Today's not the day.
But so I still use my JP for doing showcases and things like that. But the global is my main. Obviously, it's the one that I've sort of wailed out on quite a lot.
Right. Do you
I've put so much time and money into it that it's I don't think I could ever like ditch it and switch to JP.
Okay, see, that was partially what I'm gonna ask, because I know there's a couple people, and this is only like, I guess, a select group, but I know there's a couple people who play global or JP or vice versa, but they want to switch, but they put so much work into one version that they can't.
Yeah.
Which, rest in peace to my people out there. But so that's not you though. So you like global better though.
Yeah. So obviously there are a couple of things like, I mean.
Another question is, why do you like global better?
Oh yeah. So I mean that's what I was gonna say. So like I
got him.
No, not like that. But, so obviously I like the fact that I can read everything.
Right. Yeah.
Like I've definitely seen videos where you're sort of people are talking about a unit and then they have to bring up the wiki to double check what
I've done that. Yeah.
I'll call out this man right here on his stream was like, oh, why do LR Munch, Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku link so well?
Hey,
like, come on, dude.
Fight me about it.
So there's that aspect of it, which obviously is good. But then there's I do like the fact, even though they have changed it up a couple of times in the last year, I like the fact that we know what's coming in advance.
Yeah.
Right.
We know what to save for and what to skip. I mean, I guess those are the two main.
Most of the banner changes either way on global are for the better.
Yeah, I mean, it's only things like, I think the first change was...
Looking at you, SDR Janumba.
I think it was a few months back, but it was when we were expecting Super Saiyan 3 Bardock to be the next Dokkan Fest, and then they changed the order around and they brought out two other ones first.
Yeah.
Because I'd been saving for him.
Oh, no!
But I mean,
remember when Super Saiyan 3 Broly was supposed to come out on global and how he wasn't there for like 5 months.
I even made a video at one point. It was just like, where is Super Saiyan 3?
Thankfully, global hasn't been doing that kind of stuff lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
right now it's like, where are Gogeta and Broly?
Yeah, exactly.
I know, right?
Kind of isn't. Oh well.
Yeah, because I mean, unless it's been announced by the time this goes up, we still don't know 100% what the next.
No, in our luck, probably will.
So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, people think that it's going to be the STR transforming Boo first, which I kind of hope it is, because then I can pick up his stale stones completely.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I'm probably gonna do.
Exactly. You gotta think big brain plays, bro.
Pick up that 32 stone pack and then just leave.
So how do you actually, kind of just to go off on a little thing related to that? How do you feel about that? Like with when global changes some stuff, like. Obviously, it's not too big of a deal, but I don't know. What's your opinion on it?
In what way though? Like changes in
what
way?
So I guess you could do both, like banner changes specifically, and like order changes.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they must have a reason why they do it. Obviously, you can always argue that sometimes they change it for the better and sometimes for the worse. It does mess with your, like I said, when I was like saving for a certain banner, it does kind of mess with your plans a little bit. But even so, at least having some knowledge in advance is still better than, obviously, if you main JP, you sometimes only find out that a unit's coming out like a few days before it drops.
Like right now, maining JP has been like I say it not in the, like a bad way necessarily, but it's been
I'm watching you.
to main JP because of how much banners have been being thrown at them.
That is true.
Like in Black, a Broly movie, New Year banner. Now it's going on a 4th anniversary.
Because we didn't find out about that New Year's banner. I mean, I would still say it's probably the best banner that's ever been.
Definitely.
Until like the day before it came out. So if you're somebody that went all your stones on the movie stuff, and then
all your stones on hit for 2 Jirans.
Don't even get me started on the hit banner. I finally stopped at 1,100 stones deep with no hit.
Oh my gosh.
I feel your pain, dude. I feel your pain. To say that much.
And I felt so betrayed because as a global main, I was doing my part to hype up how good Hit was.
Right,
And
right.
people
Yeah,
should,
and then
you know,
he
and
just
like people
no.
should at least do some summons for him rather than just completely
Yeah.
skip over him for the movie stuff. And then of course he just betrayed me by not showing up.
like, dude, you know what happened in my multis? First discount multi, 2 Jirans, first 2 slots.
Damn. I mean,
And
I
then
did pull...
everything else, I just go like, the best thing I got off the banner was a Rainbow Star Fist Choppa after that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it hurt.
Oof. Yeah, see, I did pull my first 2 Jirans from the banner. I hadn't pulled him before this, so I mean, that's one thing, I guess. But I think I pulled Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku like 3 times.
Oh, God.
Holy
Not
cow.
what you
Like,
want.
you know it's bad when I feel
Not
like
what
I
you want.
wish I would have gotten Blue Kaioken. I was going all the way for 1 UI Goku, and I can't even get that.
Yeah, I think I pulled the last copy I needed for UI Goku.
Nice.
Oh, I
That
just
and
want
2
one.
Jirans was probably
Just
the best
one
thing I
UI,
got.
please.
In all those stones, I think I pulled Frost once.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How?
I know, right? It was the last multi as well, and then after that, because I think I got the guaranteed featured animation, and then it was Frost, and that was when I got to like 1100 stones, and I was just like, no, that's it. I'm just gonna have to get him next time.
Yeah, I feel that, bro. I hate it when
And
the
that's
game
one of
just
the
bamboozles
things-
you.
It kind of comes back to what you said actually about the changes that they make. Is obviously because we just got him for the first time. That's one of the reasons I feel like I probably went more stones than I originally intended, because obviously we have no idea when he's going to come back
Right,
again.
right.
But I mean, I'm just going to have to wait now because like that's way too many stones to go without getting him with the stuff right around the corner. So
Yeah, I feel you. I definitely feel you there.
but,
All right,
I
well-
mean, at least the New Year's banner was good.
Yeah, oh,
Kinda-
fantastic.
Kind of
yeah.
made up for just how bad that Christmas banner was. I
Yeah.
mean, you think about how good the UI Goku one was the year before, and then 1 30 stone multi, and that's it. That was all we got this year. It's
Yeah, that was
kind of disappointing. But,
that was a little sus, but we won't go into that.
but yeah, the New Year banner made up for it. So
Definitely.
I just wish you could have done more than 2 cycles, because I probably would have.
Yeah, me too. Let's not lie to ourselves. We would have gone like so
Oh yeah,
many.
no,
more.
I had 800 stones when that banner dropped. I probably would have done all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I probably would have done something like that too. But anyhow, Kayvon, go for it. You're up next.
Alright, so what do you think at this point is your favorite card in the game?
Oh wait, actually, I missed it. Well, go ahead, ask it.
Oh.
I'll skip back. Here.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I think I would feel remiss to not evoke the meme of my channel and say Super Android 17, but it probably would. Favorite card in the game. I mean, I still argue that STR Rose is probably one of the best TURs in the game.
Definitely.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of Goku Black, so probably between STR Rose or LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I would say he's
Okay.
probably my favorite LR, and
Okay.
that was my sort of lucky pull from the New Year's thing. I was joking about it with a couple of my friends just before the banner dropped that I only needed 2 more copies of him. So if I pulled him both times as my guaranteed LR, I could rainbow him. And funnily enough, I pulled him both times
That's
as my
Wow,
guaranteed
that's
LR.
crazy.
So I finally have my first rainbow summonable LR.
That's
Nice.
so
Happens to be
cool.
my favorite one. So
That's what's up. That's pretty dope. All right.
that's
Well,
pretty good.
speaking of whaling tendencies, when did you start spending on the game and why?
So when I started spending, it probably wasn't that long after I started playing, but only in the sense of like dropping like maybe $10 every month or so. And then when did I don't even really know the first time I spent a decent amount of money on it, to be honest. I used to buy, I think one of the first time I can remember that I actually bought all of the sale stones in the shop was, I think, when LR Broly dropped on Global.
Wow, that
That's
was a
fair.
while ago.
Yeah, so that was when I first actually bought more than sort of like $50 worth of stones. And back then, I think I pulled him in literally like the last multi that I could have done
Dang.
on that day that his banner came out. And obviously back then I had no idea that, you know, summonable LRs were like the hardest things to get in the game.
Right, yeah, especially
Me,
at that time.
To me, yeah, exactly. To me, it was just another banner, and I managed to pull the main unit. So I was like, okay, cool. And then obviously it wasn't until later that it was like, oh, these have like less than 1% rate, like. So
that's pretty cool.
lucky.
Though. Why? So let me ask
Yes.
you, why did you decide to? Like, what sort of like, you know, snagged your attention, brought you in? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think it's just the fact that I enjoy the game a lot, and obviously, I guess gacha games, that is kind of the hook. That's kind of their whole purpose. Is when something new and shiny comes out, you want
Right.
it, and if you don't
Yeah.
get it, then you have to buy more of the currency to try and get it. So
Or just take the L, which is never fun.
yeah, exactly. I think also I've been very lucky at the beginning. Like I said, there was quite a few banners when I had first gotten into the game where I pulled the new unit in like the first or second multi. So it probably wasn't until I got to the first big banner where I didn't pull the unit in all the stones that I had at the time, when I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to buy some more then.
Yeah, exactly. I feel you
'Cause,
there.
yeah, I think it was quite a long time before I got to a banner where I did a lot of stones without getting the unit, and then obviously that's been a lot more common now that I've been playing the game longer. But
Right, right. Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay, so speaking of so you were saying you like the game a lot, which is obviously good. I do actually enjoy the gameplay a lot too, but would you still play Dokkan if it wasn't a Dragon Ball themed game?
no, I've literally had this conversation with people before, and I don't think, because I mean I like the technical aspect of like the team building, but obviously the gameplay itself is just tapping bubbles.
Yeah,
But-
pretty much.
But this is what I say to people when I tell people about the game, like especially friends who've obviously like checked out my channel but don't play the game, so they have no idea what I'm talking about. Is the strategy of the game is mostly outside of the actual events,
Right.
because it's more about building your team and like putting your team together, working out what rotations you're going to use, and then once you get in the game, it's literally just tap bubbles and hope that you get the right color combinations come up. But I mean, not that that's not enjoyable, but obviously, because you know we all play it a lot.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of the strategy is more outside of the event, which is obviously quite different compared to other games where you're making your strategy in the game, in the event itself.
Right. I never really thought about that before. I guess you're right, but that's kind of interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
I never
That's
really
how, I mean, like, because I enjoy making
Mhm.
put together like weird theme teams and stuff, and it's you can kind of tell whether or not it's going to work before you get into the event. Like
Right.
if you get into the event and then find that you can't beat it because you couldn't pick up the right orbs, it probably isn't because you couldn't pick up the right orbs, it's because of how you built your team.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so I feel like like I said, a lot of the strategy is more outside of the event itself.
Yeah, with the team building.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, well, okay, Vaughn, I'm
Right,
glad you're
so-
asking this question. Give me your cheeky little grin as you're asking this one, because I know
All
the
right,
look on
so-
your face when you ask this.
Oh my goodness. All right, so who would you say would be your favorite Dokkan YouTuber?
And
I
don't
mean-
feel obliged to say me. That's okay. Just
No
because
worries,
you're
no
on
worries.
this
No, for me
channel
too.
doesn't
So I mean,
mean...
obviously there are a few that I follow, but if I had to pick one favorite, I'd say it's the truth.
Yes, my man.
It's because I mean, I actually said this to him because it was a little while ago, but I fanboyed very, very hard when he followed me back on Twitter. But
Oh.
it was when I
it's-
was watching
oh, no.
one of
Oh,
his.
no.
It was when I was watching one of his streams,
Uh-huh.
and it was before he was at like sort of the whale levels that he is
Right.
now, but he still obviously whaled out a little bit. And somebody in the comments was just like, "Oh, like how can you spend so much money on just a phone game?" And he was just like, "Because I love it. I love this game. I love playing it. I'm going to spend my money on it." And when I saw that, I was like, "Yes, that's exactly how I feel about the game." And so one of the things I enjoy is you can tell that he loves the game. like
Mhm.
when he's playing it, and I love the game. So I just sort of I really enjoy his content, like mainly because of that, I guess, because I can tell he appreciates the game as much as I do. I mean, I know we all do. Like
Right.
everybody, content obviously, like they love the game, but it really comes across how much he loves it, and I obviously really love it as well. So yeah, I would say if I had to pick one, he would be my favorite. So.
That's really cool. Okay. Wow, I didn't expect such like a wholesome answer, but that was really good. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, Truth is my favorite. We won't go into the story because we'll be here for another hour. But when he followed me back on Twitter, let's just say I broke Kayvon's eardrums. But anyway, regardless of my shenanigans, do you play any other gacha games besides Dokkan?
So I do play Dragalia Lost
Okay.
a bit. I did try making some content for it, but it's one of those games I enjoy playing it, but I find it very difficult to make content for because
Right.
there's not a lot of I don't know the right way to describe it, but there's not a lot of different events
Okay.
that you could make multiple interesting videos about. Like obviously summoning videos is one thing, but because I play Dokkan and my channel is so focused on Dokkan, even though I do play Dragalia, I'm completely free to play on. Well, I say completely. I've spent like $5 here and there, but I definitely don't spend money on it like I do on Dokkan.
Okay.
I probably couldn't. I couldn't play 2 gacha games to the level that I play Dokkan.
Yeah.
So,
I feel you.
Save your wallet the trouble.
Yes, exactly.
yeah, exactly.
Save your wallet the pain. I got you. Okay, well, that's cool. Yeah, I definitely agree with you though. I don't play Dragalia anymore. I played it when it first came out, but it's definitely, I think it's more of a story based gacha game, as weird as that sounds, or I feel like that anyway. But
yeah. Well, plus it's like they bring out a new event, which essentially is there'll be a raid boss, so you could make a video on say that raid boss, but then that's it, and then there isn't any more content for like a couple of weeks.
Right, it's just grinding.
The whole point of the game is just grinding that raid over and over again.
Yeah.
And because they have they're very restrictive in terms of the way the elements work. So you can't do like you do on Dokkan, where it's like, hey, I've made this really weird random team, because you kind of have to use the team that is of the element that is good for that raid.
Right,
So,
or it's just not good.
yeah, exactly. So as much as it is fun to play, it's definitely something that I feel is harder to make content. I mean, I know there are Dragalia channels out there, but I don't really watch them. I just kind of casually play it.
Right, I got you.
A lot of the time, I just play it when I don't have any stamina on Dokkan, to be fair. But
I feel you there. All right, well, interesting. Okay, so moving on a little bit from the topic of Dokkan, how long have you been a Dragon Ball fan, just of the franchise in general?
So, well, a long time. I mean, without giving away my exact age.
Yeah, no, you don't have to.
Dragon Ball for over half my life now, I guess.
Wow, okay.
So, it was when I was in my early teens. It was on Cartoon Network. So that's when I watched it for the first time. Funnily enough, it was obviously Dragon Ball Z was what they were showing. I didn't actually get around to watching the OG Dragon Ball for quite a while. And then I even watched GT when it was on TV over here. But I mean, the less said about GT, the better. But yeah, so obviously, like when the first sort of like PS2 games and stuff started coming out, I got those. So yeah, I've been a fan of it for quite a long time now. So,
all right, that's really cool.
All right, so who would you say would be your favorite character and your favorite like transformation? It doesn't need to be the same character and same transformation. It could be like
so my favorite character is Vegeta. Close second is Bardock, but I feel like Vegeta has to take it because he is, there's a lot more of him.
Right, there's a more of a character, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like Bardock is cool in, the 2 very short specials.
Yeah, I feel that.
So like it's still not finished, but on my right arm I actually have a Dragon Ball sleeve, which is still in progress. And the 2 characters that I have tattooed on my arm at the moment is Super Saiyan Vegeta and Super Saiyan Bardock.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, man. So those are my 2 favorites. Goku Black is pretty high up there as well. Goku Black's probably my favorite thing about Dragon Ball Super.
Okay, so, I can definitely see that. Yeah,
but,
that's pretty cool.
Then, favorite transformation. I mean, I do. As much as the no eyebrows thing is odd, I do really like Super Saiyan 3.
Yes, bro, we got a lot in common. I love Super Saiyan 3.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's why I was so hyped for Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, because, you know.
True. Yeah. Those sausage eyebrows, man. You gotta love them. I don't know what Toriyama was thinking there.
I am also a big
have you
fan
seen
of...
Super Saiyan 3 with eyebrows? It looks horrible.
Yeah,
That is
that's
true.
very strange. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Ultra Instinct as well, although I do prefer the Ultra Instinct Omen to the Mastered Ultra Instinct.
Really?
Yeah,
How come?
people do.
I don't know, I feel like it's something, even though it still looks cool, it kind of comes across as, just another hair color change,
Right.
whereas the original Ultra Instinct was like the cool aura, and his hair's kind of upturned a little bit, but he still sort of looks like base form Goku, but just in a new state of power. So I don't know, to me it looks cool. I really like the way they animate that he has.
Okay. Yeah, I can feel that.
Plus,
Yeah.
they debuted the Ultra Instinct theme when he first turned Ultra Instinct.
Oh,
and that was
yeah.
probably the hypest thing about that episode. It was amazing.
Unforgettable. Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for
Very
sure.
cool.
All right, well, sort of unrelated, but what is your favorite Dragon Ball movie? And you don't have to say Broly if you've seen it, but...
Oh, no, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
But,
When does it come out in
again,
the UK, by the way?
So I got very lucky. I don't know if you saw my tweet the other day. So in the UK, it comes out in the cinemas on the 23rd.
Okay.
And
You don't
I
have to wait too long then. That's good.
I have tickets booked with like 7 of my friends.
Nice.
And my missus to all go see it. But we got very lucky. So they posted a thing. I can't remember who posted it. I think it was like the Manga UK page. But there's a fan premiere in London on the 15th, which is like the day before it comes out in America. And you had to go to this website and the link would go live at 6 p.m. So we were sat on the website refreshing it, and they only had 100 tickets available, and me and my missus both managed to get one.
Oh,
so
nice.
we're going to see it on the 15th.
Wow.
That's so
Obviously,
cool.
Is in a couple of days from now at the time of recording. So
Yeah,
I'm
really?
so
That's like
hyped.
3 days. That's awesome.
Yeah, because they haven't announced exactly what it is, but they said there's going to be loads of special surprises. And obviously, when they do those things like the fan premieres and stuff, I'm really hoping that one of the surprises is going to be that Sean Shenmue and Christopher Sabat are going to be there.
That would be awesome.
But you never know, because I mean it's in the UK. But yeah, that
Right.
would be awesome.
You should do a vlog on that. Just
Oh
saying.
no, I
link,
am.
link.
Oh,
Oh,
don't
good.
worry, no,
Okay,
I am.
good.
Nice.
Yeah, to the cinema. But obviously not going to be wearing it in the cinema.
Right, of
but-
course.
Yeah, I'm gonna be wearing it there because they even mentioned in their thing they're gonna be doing like spot prizes for people that come in cosplay and stuff. So definitely gonna be breaking out the time breaker mask for that. So,
Good. Cool. All right. Well, I'll look forward to the video on that then. Definitely.
Alright, so from movie to game, what would you say is your favorite Dragon Ball game?
actually, yeah, that is a good point. I didn't actually answer which movie was my.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. We went off
Alright.
I know, right? We started talking about Broly, but I mean, it could be
Fair
Broly,
point.
I don't know.
My
So-
brain wants to-
My favorite Dragon Ball Z movie is either BoJack Unbound or Fusion Reborn.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Me too.
Because I really like the BoJack movie. I know, for some reason, I know a lot of people don't rate it, but I really like it.
Oh, I love it too. It's so good.
Even though the
I like
end,
it,
the end of the movie is basically just a copy of the end of the Cell Saga, because like
Whatever.
Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2, one shots the minions, and then beats the bad guy. It's basically the end of the Cell Saga, but I think it's cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
then
think
obviously Fusion Reborn, you know, Janemba's awesome, Gogeta's awesome. There's weird Hitler Gotenks shenanigans. I mean, what's not to laugh at? So.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that's actually the
I
Dragon Ball
can't
movie.
believe that. Yeah, like I've got a friend who saw Dragon Ball when he was younger, but hasn't really interacted with the franchise until recently. I got him into playing Dokkan, and he's rewatched all of Kai, watched all of Super, and yeah, he watched Fusion Reborn for the first time a few weeks ago. And he just messaged me. He was like, "Excuse me, is this who I think it is?" So,
How does this fit into the canon?
Yeah, right. Does that mean anyway? We won't get into the logistics of that existing in Dragon Ball.
crazy.
Oh, but yes, your favorite Dragon Ball game, and it doesn't have to be Dokkan. It can be though, I guess.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess if you're including Dokkan, it would.
Okay.
But outside of Dokkan, it's probably Xenoverse 2.
Really?
even though, funnily enough, I'm terrible at the PvP. Like I don't play the online at all. But I've got a friend that's been into Xenoverse since the first one came out, and so we spent hours like doing all the PQs together and all that sort of stuff.
Gotcha.
Because I'm a huge fan in any game. I'm a huge fan of character creation.
Okay.
So like, and if the game seems like it'll be kind of average, if you but it's got character creation, or it's like, okay, now you've got my interest.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Although I'm very disappointed if they do a 3. We need equipable Timebreaker mask.
Yes,
because
please.
Yeah.
Marseillan is in the game, but you can't get the mask for your creative
So
character.
dumb.
That's very disappointing.
That's a missed opportunity there.
Because I know you can get mods for the PC version, so you can actually do that. I have it on the Xbox.
Gotcha. Oof.
Just mount the Xbox easy.
That.
Yeah, take it apart.
Yep.
There you go. But anyhow, you want to hit him with the next one?
All right, so I feel like you already know part of this answer.
Yeah,
from,
you sort of answered this before, but
So, what do you like the most out of all you've seen? The OG Dragon Ball, Z, Super, or GT?
I mean,
I
it'd have
already know
to,
how you feel about GT. So.
it'd have to be Z, because I mean, Super is good. I do like it. I do feel like they did a lot of things wrong, but they
Okay.
did some really good stuff, and I feel like they definitely made up for it at the end, because the very end of the Top Power was awesome.
oh
Like,
yeah, yeah.
the whole I was lucky because I watched the very last episode with my friend who's been a fan of Dragon Ball for as long as I have.
Okay.
And it definitely made the experience more enjoyable watching
Oh, yeah.
the episode with somebody who was as hyped for it as I was.
Right.
And there's just something, I don't know what it is, but there's just something like full circle about Goku and Frieza having to fight together to
Mhm.
beat Jiren at the end. It was so hype. I loved it. And obviously, like I said, I love Goku Black. I like 80% of the Goku Black arc,
Mhm.
because the end is just a disaster.
Yeah.
I hate the end of that.
Yeah,
sucker.
that was
Yeah.
that's a debacle.
Press the Zeno button.
Yeah, right.
I mean, basically, once you get to the point where Zamasu turns purple, that's when it kind of starts going downhill.
Except for
'Cause I
Vivi,
think-
that was cool though.
Yeah. The design
For the
Merge
3
Zamasu, I
minutes he
thought
was
was
in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, once he turns into like half purple slime man, it was a bit... I'm still very disappointed that the only TUR Merge Zamasu we have in Dokkan is the half purple guy. When I pulled him for the first time, I left him unawakened for the longest. And I was just like, well, I can't really use him unless I awaken him.
Dang.
That's so funny. Wow, that is like
Yeah.
pure hatred right there.
But
Holy
yeah,
cow.
GT definitely ranks last. I feel like I could spend a whole podcast episode talking about.
We'll invite you back for a
Yeah.
GT hate episode.
If you do the why we hate GT. Come back.
That'll happen once I actually watch TD.
Why we hate GT? Yeah, we'll bring you back for that one.
Yeah, there are 3 things that I like about
Yeah.
Twitter with somebody last night, but there are literally 3 things I like about GT, and that is the design of Super Saiyan 4,
Mm-hmm.
Super Android 17, and then the concept of the Shadow Dragons, even though at least half of them are terrible. But like the idea of the whole, like the evil being stored in the Dragon Balls and then it gives birth to 7 evil dragons, like that's
Yeah.
really cool.
That is cool.
But like half of them are just terrible and are only in it for 1 episode each.
I'm looking at you,
So
fat mole
no
man.
Super Baby 2 then? No?
No, I was never a fan. I think maybe because it was when I was young when I first watched it, but I could never get over the fact that he was called Baby, which is the worst name for a villain in a shonen anime. It's like, there's nothing intimidating about somebody called Baby. But,
True. Fair enough.
I
Fair
mean, his
enough.
design is pretty cool, and I do like the fact that it kind of is Goku versus Vegeta, because
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
obviously just Baby in Vegeta's body. But yeah, I was not a huge fan of most of GT. So.
Fair enough.
Cool. All right. Well, what do you think about the direction that the the Dragon Ball series in general is going? Obviously, excluding our favorite GT.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say where it's going to go next. Obviously, I've been watching the Super Dragon Ball Heroes,
Mhm,
like the
mhm.
episodes they've been doing, and the things that are going on in that now are really interesting. But obviously, it's just weird because it's like 8-minute episodes where not a huge amount happens. But
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if they started doing the sort of stuff they're going into in like the next series of Super, for example, I think that would be really cool.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the whole Broly thing, I have some friends, even if they're not like super into Dragon Ball, but I know some people that are just like, oh, they're just rebooting Broly, like, can't they do something new? Like, I really like the fact that they've taken a character who a lot of us have been a big fan of for a long time, but have been very aware that as cool as Broly might be for his design, like the original Broly,
Right.
his character was basically non-existent. His motivation was awful.
Kakarot!
And so they, it's like the joke in the Team 4-Star version of the Broly. It's like, no, Broly hates Kakarot because he cried for like 2 hours. It's like, great character motivation. So the fact that they've taken a character like that and redone him in a way that just makes him even more like cool and hype, I really like that. But,
Okay.
I mean, bring back Final Form Cooler. That's
Bring back Cooler in general, please.
yeah, man. I mean, the Cooler movie would be pretty high on my list.
Ooh,
agreed.
The dub version is the one that they did before Funimation took over, so most of the voices are terrible. But, plus, I'm pretty sure, isn't that one of the old ones where they still call Piccolo Big Green in the dub?
Goodness.
I think so.
I know the Turles movie has that, and I think possibly the one before, and maybe but the Cooler one definitely doesn't have Sean Shamwell as Goku.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
interesting.
I've always been a big fan of the design of Final Form. He
Right.
would,
He
as
is
soon as
cool.
the physical
I
came
agree
out on
with that,
JP, I was super hyped for that to come to global.
Oh yeah.
The game figured I loved Cooler so much, they gave me a rainbow version and 3 copies extra.
Wow, there you go.
Thank you for 2 rainbow coolers. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I will say though, no spoilers of course for the Broly movie, but you think you like his character now, honey? You ain't seen nothing yet. So
you got a big storm coming.
Yeah, you got a big storm coming.
I mean, that's the thing. So, I mean, obviously, we probably know about spoilers here, but like when the movie did come out, I'm one of those people where, depending on what it is, I don't really mind about spoilers because obviously the enjoyment for me is going to be seeing it on the big screen in the cinema. So, I did basically read like a full synopsis of the movie.
Oh wow, okay.
So I do know everything that happens. And because I made a video about it when people were talking about the amount of stuff that's been shown in the trailer has like kind of spoiled the hype.
Yeah, that was a lot.
It's just like no, guys, come on. Like I've read the synopsis. There's a lot of stuff that I think is very cool that isn't in any of the trailers.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you're not going to be disappointed. So
100%.
yeah, I'm super hyped.
We'll talk spoilers after the podcast. But anyway. Regardless, though, now this is just sort of a general anime question. Well, it could be Dragon Ball, but it doesn't have to be. What's your favorite anime, like of all time?
I mean, I guess I kind of would have to say Dragon Ball of all time, just because. I mean, you know, I've started a YouTube channel about Dragon Ball. I have Dragon Ball 2s. Like, I have a lot of Dragon Ball merch. But yeah, I don't know, favorite animes other than Dragon Ball. I mean, I only recently got into JoJo, and I'm a huge fan of JoJo now.
Oh yeah,
Big
JoJo heads. Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's hell yeah. So, but yeah, I think like the first thing that you would classify as an anime that I ever saw was the Street Fighter 2 animated movie.
Holy cow,
Like,
that's interesting.
Yeah, man. I saw that, then I saw Vampire Hunter D, and then I saw Evangelion was like the first actual series that I saw. And that was when I went to college, and I sort of made friends with a group of people that appeared to have similar interests, and some guy was like, hey, you should watch this, and lent me the Evangelion set. And I was like, oh wow, this is pretty awesome. So then it just kind of went from there. We had the Cartoon Network over here. They started doing a thing where I think it was quite late. It was from like 10 p.m. onwards. They started showing Cowboy Bebop and Outlaw Star.
Oh, what was that called?
So was it like CNX or no? I can't remember. It had a weird name, but yeah, definitely.
I know what you're talking
Bebop
about.
is definitely, definitely high on my list.
Okay.
That is an amazing series.
Classics. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Samurai X as well. I mean, that's what it was called over here. I think the actual series is just called Rurouni Kenshin. But
yeah, I have heard of that before.
For some reason, all the DVDs and stuff over here, it's called Samurai X.
Weird.
God love the UK.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Beautiful. All right, well, we're moving into our YouTube questions. Kayvon?
So, I'm very curious about this. Why the name The Masked Ningen for your channel?
So I, I, it's weird. I don't really know exactly why I settled on that. Obviously, like I said, I'm a big fan of Bardock.
Yeah.
I like the Marseillan. Um,
You mean not
and I
Bardock?
wanted to, well, yeah, and I wanted to come up with a name for the channel that was like a character rather than calling it, like something gaming or something like that. I wanted to come up with an actual character,
Okay.
so I could have, because my girlfriend does art as like a sort of hobby.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So it kind of came. I kind of just sort of stumbled across this, like, if I, because Ningen, because it was the whole Goku Black art going on at the time,
Yeah.
stuff. And then I was like,
The Ningen
if I went with that sort of like the masked Ningen, I could get her to draw a picture of me, but like in a time breaker mask with some Saiyan armor and stuff. So the very original channel art that obviously has evolved over time, it is essentially me as a Dragon Ball character.
Okay.
So like it has the tattoo that I have, like the long hair, that sort of stuff. And yeah, it just kind of came from wanting to have the channel be based around a character rather than just like the name of a gaming channel.
Right.
So,
okay, that's cool.
yeah,
I like
I'm not
that.
really sure exactly why. It was just one of those things where I sort of, once I came up with it, I was like, oh, yeah, I really like that. Let's go with that. So
That's cool.
Cool. That's interesting. I didn't know that it was like that exact to you though. That's actually really cool.
Well, yeah. So if you have it was one of the early ones, current. But,
Oh, say that again. You kind of cut
like-
off a little bit.
So
Yeah.
I don't think I have it up on current. Go
Mhm.
back to older ones, but like if you look at one of my older sort of channel arts of the actual Ningen character, you can see fairly detailed. He has like a sleeve tattoo on the left arm, which is
Okay.
like a black sort of swirl with like scroll text and stuff. And that is literally the person who did the piece for me. I sent them pictures of my arm so they could get the
Wow.
details. So it is essentially me as a Dragon Ball character.
Wow. That's a neat piece of trivia. That's really cool.
So,
Okay. All right. Well.
because then it
Very
sort of
cool.
dawned on me that it was one of those things I never planned to do, like face cam. I mean, it's not that I ever planned to not do it, but
Right.
I didn't have it in mind when I started my channel.
Right. Of course.
And,
I don't think anyone
when-
does.
Yeah, and then when people started saying in the comments and stuff like, "Oh, when are you going to do a face reveal?" That's when I had the idea. It was like, like I know quite a few people that are into like cosplay and going to conventions and stuff. It's like I could get someone to make me a time breaker mask and then actually wear it for like face cam stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, I thought I thought it'd be a cool like sort of gimmick for the channel. And yeah,
Yeah.
Very
That's
cool.
pretty neat. Yeah, that's like I have actually I don't know if you've maybe seen it before, but I have the Mewtwo hoodie in my art. Like it's in my closet right now actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I have seen. I think is it your
Yeah, my Twitter profile picture. Yeah.
yeah,
I forgot
yeah,
about that.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was really cool. But yeah, speaking of YouTube though, of course, what is the reasoning behind doing YouTube? Because I know everybody has different reasons. And if it is, just like you're like, I'm in it for the money, which I don't think you are, but that's okay if if that is your, goal.
Well, it's funny because I've had conversations like that with people before, and I know people sometimes feel like it's a shameful thing to like if you're doing something that is making you money, then that's why people go to work. You don't go to your job because you enjoy it. But no, it isn't. I'm not doing it for the money. It is something that it's one of those things. There are not a lot of people. Like I didn't know anyone else who played Dokkan. And although I do have friends that are like into Dragon Ball Z, there's not. I probably only have one or two friends that are as heavily into it as I am.
Right.
And at the time, none of them played Dokkan. So it's like, well, I don't have anyone to talk to about it. I mean, my missus, like, bless her soul, will sit and listen to me waffle on about it for ages, even if she has no idea what I'm talking about.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it was kind of like, well, I have all these ideas making videos. I used to make like random themed teams and stuff just to beat events with, just to like take a screenshot and post it in like a Dokkan Facebook group I was in. Like, hey, look at this weird team that I made. And so then it got to the point where I was like, well, I could start making these into videos, like, share these with other people. And it was then when I started doing like actual live streaming for the first few times. It's just so much more enjoyable, like playing the game and being able to talk to other people who are as into the game as you are. And then obviously, like I said, although it's not the primary goal, if making the Dokkan videos can get me a little bit of money to buy more stones with, then
Right.
you know, that's hey, there you go. So, but it's kind of one of those things I never expected much when I started. I mean, when I got to the point where like the first video I ever got like 50 views on, like to me that was amazing. You know, the fact that other people would actually want to watch me talk about the game, because I feel like it's one of those things, because I play it a lot and I have put a lot of time into it. I know a lot about the game. Like, I feel like I'm good at like team building and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just kind of a way to share that with other people, because I don't really know many people in real life that play it or are that interested in it. So yeah, it was just kind of a way to like connect with other people that were as interested in it as I am. So,
Cool. That's really interesting, actually. That is honestly an answer I don't think I've ever heard. So that's actually
and that's what's been so great about it. By doing it, I've then met other people who I've then collabed with, stuff who I never would have met before,
right.
who do love the game as much as I do, and I can now chat to like various people, whether it's on Twitter or Discord and stuff, and now I am part of a community of people who enjoy the game as much as I do. So
yeah, that's awesome. And all you gotta do is just talk for 10 minutes and there you go. But anyhow.
So what would you say is the favorite meme revolving around your channel?
Well, I mean, I don't know how many I have.
I know you have a couple, but...
Do I?
I mean, you at least have Super 17.
So yeah, Super 17 is the main one. And then the whole like lobster thing, which is kind of just like an offshoot.
The lobster thing? What?
I'm curious.
Okay, so I was thinking about the fact that this could come up, and I was trying to think of the best way to go over it without going on for ages. But it started off, I think it was in like a Why Try stream, but we were talking about Super 17, because when it comes to like ranking the extreme 120 leaders, I feel like Super 17 is really underrated. Like to me, I would put him as the second best extreme 120 leader. Like I think he's better than Kid Buu and Janemba. Obviously Broly's last, and I think it's kind of hard to argue that Cooler isn't the best extreme 120 leader. But to me, 17 is the second best, and not a lot of people agree with that. I already know that. So we kind of joked about that a little bit. And then I don't know why the lobster thing came up, but it comes from Why Try. I don't know why we started talking about lobsters and cooking lobsters.
What?
He randomly made a picture in Photoshop of a lobster with Super 17's face being cooked in a pan. And I think it was not really supposed to be more about the fact it was a lobster. It was just more the fact that it was like Super 17 getting cooked or something like that. But it just so then his stream finished and I started, because back when I first met him and my channel was obviously a lot smaller, I didn't want to stream at the same time as him, because obviously I wanted to watch his stream. And at that time I felt like most of the people who were subbed to me were probably subbed to him as well, and if we were both streaming at the same time, they would probably watch his over mine. So I used to let him stream first, and then I would go as soon as he finished. And so the conversation carried on into my stream. And for some reason the two things just became connected. And so Super Lobster 17 just became a thing that people mentioned. And so I got so carried away with the chat in that particular stream that I ended up promising that at 2,000 subs I'll do a lobster cooking video. So that's going to be interesting.
Has that happened yet?
As we get closer to the fact, no, I think I'm at almost 1650 now. So we're definitely getting closer to the point where I'm going to have to do that. It's one of those things. I said I would do it, so I kind of have to. I'm going to have to do something.
Cooking with Ningen, please.
And so yeah, it kind of became people who latched onto the meme. It's kind of stayed a thing. And so not only do we refer to Super 17 as Super Lobster 17 a lot, people will say things like, you know, having like the lobster luck and things like that. So
The
I decided
lobster
to.
luck.
I just started using the hashtag like hashtag lobster squad on all my videos and stuff now.
Beautiful.
So it's kind of one of those things. Like obviously when it first happened, it doesn't make any sense, but it was one of those things where, kind of like what I was saying before, is it made me feel like I was really part of the community. The fact that like I had my own meme, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so I just like fully embraced it, and it's just been a thing ever since then. So like even down to little details, like if you notice in the channel art that I have now, obviously I've still got the whole like Timebreaker mask, Saiyan armor aesthetic, but I've got the Jotaro's like hat and jacket from Lost Crusaders. And where Jotaro has like a little gold fist badge on his hat, my avatar has a little gold lobster badge.
Oh yeah, I just
No
saw that.
way.
Yeah, it does. It
So-
does. I'm looking at the
That's
right now, you're right.
amazing.
That's
So yeah,
beautiful.
it just kind of became a thing, and yeah, it just run.
That's
That's
so
amazing.
cool. I never
yes.
noticed that. Huh, that's really cool. All right.
So yeah, Super Lobster 17.
That's pretty dope. And I know your the Star Platinum is based on 17 as well, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like a sort of like a cross. It's like Super 17 if he was a stand in JoJo.
So is your stand technically called Lob Star 17?
Oh, I mean,
That was the biggest reach of this podcast right now.
I mean, the thing is, it's terrible, but it's also brilliant. So I take my hat off to you.
I'm
sir.
glad you think so. You can take it if you want it.
Lobster.
Beautiful. That's great. All right, well, that's really cool. This is kind of a this next question is I'm actually really curious about this because I know I have my favorites. I know everyone does, but
Okay.
what is your favorite video that you've ever made on your channel?
Ooh. Actually, that is a good question. I don't know if I've ever thought about.
Really? Because I know, like, I could name like 3 videos right off the bat.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I. Like, because it's weird, especially when you're a smaller channel. Like one of the things that obviously summon videos always do really well. When news videos and units that have just come out obviously do fairly well. But like I really like doing like the weird sort of theme teams and stuff. But obviously if you're a smaller channel that doesn't already have a massive following, if you're just putting out a random video that's not about anything current, they don't do as well.
Right.
And sometimes it can be a little bit, I don't know, like disheartening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when you put a lot of effort into a video that is something a bit weird and quirky, but because it's not current news, it doesn't get a ton of views. But then you make a video that takes like 5 minutes to make where you're just talking about news updates, and then that gets hundreds of views. It kind of is a little bit like, I put loads of effort into this video and it's really
Yes,
You're hitting way too close to home here, my friend. My heart is hurting right now.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, like I honestly don't know. I'm struggling to think of.
I mean, it's
That's what
okay
I
if you
would
don't
say.
have an answer. It's
Yeah.
all right, but
Yeah, I don't know.
interesting. Well, here, come back. Here's what we'll do. Think about it a little bit, and I'll pin your comment on the video.
Yeah.
There
Right,
you
so
go.
you want to take the next question?
Yes.
I feel like you feel
Yes,
like
I
asking this
did.
one, yeah.
I did want to ask this. So, you did mention her before, and gotta say, I love the name choice here. I know I memed a little bit about it in your stream. What does Mrs. Ningen think of your channel?
So she's very, very supportive because obviously, like we were talking before we started recording, being in the UK, the times that like the news updates and the events come out are not the most like convenient.
Right,
And
of
so
course.
a lot of the time I have to stay up late to wait for certain updates
Yeah.
and then get up super early for the next lot of updates. And she's always really supportive. Like even if, you know, like I've had a day at work and I come home and we'll sit and have dinner and then maybe we'll watch a movie and then she'll want to go to bed and it's like, well, hang on, I have to make a video and then wait another hour for the news update to come out and things like that. And but no, she's very, very supportive. Like I said, she was the one who drew the first like bits of art that I had for my channel. I remember the day that I came home. I'd finished a night shift. I think it happened about an hour before I finished my shift. When I got to 1,000 subs, I came home and I told her, and she got up for her to go to work. She works like a normal sort of day job, and I went to bed. And then when I got up in the afternoon, she'd come home from work and made me a cake that looked like a Dragon Ball to celebrate getting to 1,000 subs. So it's one of those things. And like I said, I think I mentioned it while we were recording, not before. But she will sit and listen to me talk about Dokkan as much as I want, and I have to stop myself because I'll go on and on about something and then be like, "Oh, sorry, I know you don't really know what I'm talking about." So
that's
but
so
yeah, no,
sweet, though.
she's very supportive. And like when I first met her, she had been a fan of anime but hadn't watched any for quite a long time.
Gotcha.
And she was aware of Dragon Ball Z but had never really watched it. So we watched all of Kai and then all of Super together.
Okay.
Wow.
And so, like I said, we're going to the fan premiere together. So yeah, she is very, very supportive. So.
That's really cool, though. Wow, that's all. Shout out to Mrs. Ningen if you're watching. Thank you. Appreciate ya.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
I would hope so.
So
she knows. She knows.
Of course.
What do you say you mostly do in your free time outside of YouTube?
When I'm not working, I'm mainly. I mean, it's mainly game. That's kind of why I always wanted to. Before I got heavily into Dokkan, I wanted to make a gaming channel, but it was one of those things where I obviously had no idea what I was doing or like the best way to get it all set up and things like that. But like gaming is probably my number one hobby because I guess Dokkan would be sort of included in that. But yeah, if I'm not playing Dokkan, working or like recording a video, normally I'm playing because my missus is a gamer as well. So we'll play games together and things like that. I mean, we do like to go out. Like she's quite active, so we like to go out for walks and stuff like that. But yeah, we do a lot of gaming, watching movies, that sort of stuff. So pretty typical, like sort of chill.
But not bad.
No like crazy dream hobbies or anything, unfortunately.
Not bad though. Also, for you viewers, quick side note. I know we're hitting about an hour now, but I am like more engaged than I've been in anything in the past 3 weeks. So if this is a long episode, you're welcome.
Let's just hope there's not much news to cover then.
Nah. We'll be fine. We'll get Ningen to do the. No, I'm kidding. Surprise! You're actually doing the news too. No, I'm kidding. But anyhow, this is actually something I'm very curious in because I've never like gotten really like I don't really know anyone in the UK. What's it like living in the UK? I know it's like a hard question to ask because you're like this is just typical life, but
yeah, it's okay, I guess. I mean, I've never lived anywhere else. Like I've been.
You've been where? Say it again.
I've been to America like on holiday. But I've never lived anywhere else, so it is all I know, I guess. I mean, yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Okay, interesting. I mean, like, is there any like?
It's cold and rainy a lot. That's a thing. But
so are your summers like warm or are they cool?
It varies. So sometimes we do actually get really hot summers, but they'll last for like 3 weeks.
Oh. Interesting.
And then it just goes back to being average, and then when it's bad, it's quite bad. Like it can be quite rainy and cold. Although we don't really ever get snow. Like even in the winter,
really?
we just get more rain. So.
Even though it's cold.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it freeze?
I mean, it's not below freezing.
Yeah, we haven't had snow, at least where I live, for a couple of years, I think.
Huh.
Yeah. So.
Interesting. Okay. All right. I mean, like, I'm a big fan of snow, so if it snows, you gotta let me know, and I'll come through. No, but
come to Canada. We have too much.
You can have some.
All right. So speaking of still on the same topic of UK, do you think Dokkan is like popular in the UK?
I don't know, because So I don't know, like, even like I said, even some of my friends that are into Dragon Ball, like none of them were playing Dokkan when I first started playing it.
Mhm.
Like I've gotten a
Okay.
couple of my friends into playing it recently. Um, but yeah, I'd never heard anyone else talk about it. I've never like, sort of bumped into other people, even at sort of like going to like a Dragon Ball related event. I've never like seen other people that have been playing it.
Really interesting.
Although, funnily enough, very random story. It was a couple of months ago, I think. I was in the local supermarket with my missus just getting some shopping, and some guy was on the phone and he walked past us, and I swear I heard him say it was the SSR Bardock. And so I got really excited, and obviously, way later, I said to my missus, I was like, "Is he talking about Dokkan?" And he turned around while on the phone and just went, "Yeah," and then just carried on walking.
Just like, yeah.
I was like, "Oh, random guy in my town who also apparently plays it."
Well, you got one.
Popular with that one random guy. At the
I was like,
supermarket.
I should have chased him down and told him
Yep.
the channel.
Yeah, you should have given him a business card.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Oh,
I don't.
man.
Like I said, apart from the couple of people I like almost personally have gotten into playing the game, I don't really know anyone else who even knows about it. And obviously,
Wow.
one of the YouTubers that I followed before I even started my channel, obviously you got the first Warden,
Mhm.
and then you had the Gaming Claw. Obviously, he went away for a while, but he's
Quam.
back now.
Yep.
But yeah, they were the only two. Like, I'm sure there are more,
Mhm.
obviously, like me, who are sort of smaller level. But those are the only two that I was aware of, like from the UK, that play it. So,
Yeah, that's all I know. I follow a lot of people. I don't know of any others either. So
yeah.
I don't know. If you're out there, let us know.
Well, I mean, like I said as well, like I think we were before recording as well, but like from my analytics, it shows that a large majority of are in America. Even
Right.
when I first started my channel, I was uploading videos at the sort of time that would be like ideal for people in the UK.
Hmm.
And obviously over time I've sort of moved into like posting videos that are more sort of reasonable for a US time, seem to do better because like I say, a lot of my audience is in America. So even being a UK player in the UK, my analytics show that there's not a huge amount of my audience that is in the UK.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't
So
know
I guess
how,
that answers our
how
question.
popular it really is. Yeah.
Gotta love America.
Duh.
The land of the well, there's no snow right now. I kind of wish there was. Anyway.
Please take some of mine.
I got you, bro. But anyhow, you sort of kind of talked about this a little bit, but being a Masked Saiyan fan myself as well, why do you like the boy so much?
I don't know. I think it was one of those things. I liked taking a character and bringing them back, making them sort of more powerful, but without just like, oh, here's another transformation.
Mhm.
Like I liked the idea that it's like, oh, you know, the Time Breaker mask is this thing that gives the character like a huge power boost. And then obviously, as we said, I was already a fan of Bardock, so the fact
Right.
that it was Bardock as well. But yeah, I liked the design of it. And obviously, like I said, I'm a fan of Xenoverse too, and he was heavily involved in the story of that. So yeah, it's just something I thought was very cool. And of course, as soon as his card came out in Dokkan, I was like, oh, I want that.
Oh, trust me, I was like all on that, bro. I was like,
Well, that's the thing. So when the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku and Marseillan dropped on Global, I summoned on the banner until I got Marseillan. I didn't even pull Goku, and I was just like, yeah, that's cool, I'm done. Like,
Nice.
beautiful. Of course. You gotta go for the boy.
exactly. He is a unit. I think I'm. But
Say that one more time.
whilst I think it's, I was just saying, I think I mentioned it in the video I put up most recently, but even though I feel like it's very unlikely because he's a unit that would probably get overlooked, he is a unit that I feel should get an easy because
I can see that.
he is so good, but because of that flat boost, he kind of is starting to get left behind a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
I
If they
agree.
gave him an easy A, he'd be amazing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
yeah.
I know a lot of people don't run him on Extreme Tech anymore, but I'm like, I have to. He's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
He's just so, yeah.
Well, things
Awesome.
go with Super Saiyan 3 Broly.
True,
not?
true. That is true. Anyhow,
So, I'm
though.
gonna let you take this
Yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna give ourselves a free shout out here. So, I know, and this is specifically about a comment that you left on, I think it was like, it might have been the interview with Shattered. Um,
Okay.
so I just kind of wanted to ask, like, I know this is weird because it's like sort of meta since we're in it right now, but like, what do you think about the podcast since you found it on your own? Because like you were one that, because I told a lot of people about it that I knew, but you know, obviously I knew eventually would kind of spread, hopefully, right? But
Yeah.
you kind of found it like authentically, right? So like, I don't know, just what's your thoughts, I guess.
Um, well, I think I mentioned, I don't know exactly how I worded the comment that I left, but it was something that when I came across it, I was just like, yes, why is there not a big Dokkan podcast already that goes like kind of like the format that you guys have, where you go over the stuff and then you have a topic or two or a guest that you talk about. Like, I feel like with the big Dokkan YouTubers that we have, I was just kind of surprised that nobody had already done it. Like, I'm sure, I mean, I say that, I'm sure someone in the comments will be like, oh, so and so's been doing one for ages and I just don't know about it. But I had never come across one. I know the first Warden did a
Yeah.
couple of videos that he sort of called a podcast that it was just him interviewing somebody. I think he did, was it Talon and Truth? But
Those
like I
were
said,
good
the format
too.
that you guys have stuff, and then you have like a couple of topics. It
Right.
was just something that when I came across it, it was just like, yeah, I don't understand why there isn't a big one of these already. Because I mean, you see things like when you're scrolling down Facebook, you have IGN, they do those sort of like little podcasty type things about like all sorts of games and stuff. And it's just like with Dokkan being as big as it is, you know, like always like topping the App Store when big festivals come out and stuff. I was just kind of surprised that there wasn't a huge Dokkan podcast already. But
Right, I got you. Yeah, that's actually one I was gonna say. Warden, Warden, the two that he did, I wish he would do more because I really liked those videos. He did a great job, on those two. I know, I think it's, I love my man, Mister Eat Your Booty. That's his,
yeah, best swear handle.
yeah,
Ever.
he, I know, I think he started one recently. I've not watched it though. And obviously, are you well, funny that you should say that. There is Modcast, which is a Dokkan podcast run by the mods of the subreddit, which has been going on for a fair amount of time, but they upload kind of, and nothing against, of course, the mods. We love y'all, the subreddit, trust me. But, you know, they were sort of like uploading spotty, and this maybe it was just the specific ones I watched, and I won't go on this tangent for too long, but they were sort of like negatively like looking at the game, or like most of their comments were negative, which, you know, that is an important perspective, but I am more so like, I like to be positive in general.
Yeah.
And so,
I mean, we are talking about the Dokkan Reddit. What do you expect?
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry,
it's funny that you say that, but like, you know, maybe I'm outside, but like, I don't use the
really?
So one of the main reasons is because even though obviously I have a channel and I do all my recording and my editing and stuff at home, most of the time that I spend online, if it's like interacting with people on Twitter and stuff like that, is actually at work, like on my night shifts. And Reddit is blocked on our work machines.
Oh.
Really?
So for the last like X amount of years, I just haven't really used Reddit at all. So I get most of my Dokkan stuff either from DBZ Space or the wiki, or just from like chatting with other YouTubers on Twitter and stuff. I don't really use the Reddit much at all.
Interesting.
So,
I'm sure you being IT though, you know you got a VPN, right?
what's
But I
that
mean, I
mean?
guess
You cut out?
I guess you can't install that on a work machine though.
Wait, repeat that. You cut out, Thea.
Oh,
No, see, well, I obviously I can't get the machines that we use at work are very like secure, like they're very
okay.
yeah, you can't, there's no room for altering or anything like that.
Gotcha. I mean, I was gonna be blown away if you didn't know, but I just wanted to make sure. You know, you always gotta check. But yeah, no, I get that though, and obviously you don't want to be, obviously you don't want to be doing anything that endangers your job either.
Yeah.
So
Because yeah, it used to be like back, it was years ago, so it was playing Dokkan. Reddit did used to work.
Hmm.
I think it was back around the time when the first Destiny came out. I used to play that quite a lot, and I used to check out the Destiny Reddit like fairly regularly. And then just all of a sudden, for some reason, Reddit got added to like the block list, our workplace, and then pretty much ever since then, I just don't really ever go on it. So, it's one of the things I mentioned to people. It was in streams when people first started asking me if I was going to set up a Discord, and it was like I was kind of saying just now, is even though I do recording and my editing and stuff on my computer, when I'm at home, unless I'm doing video stuff, I'm not really on my PC very much.
Gotcha.
So yeah, things like going on Reddit and stuff just kind of became a thing that I just didn't really do anymore.
Okay.
So,
Interesting. Okay.
and I've seen like you kind of joked about the Reddit being quite like negative and stuff, so I just don't go on it. So
Gotcha. Yeah, Kayvon frequents the Reddit a little bit more than I do, but yeah, so they can be sometimes a little bit toxic, but all the moderators are
and all that.
Yeah, true. They do I ain't afraid to throw some shade. They cry a lot. but the moderators are all great people. They're all really nice. But yeah, so Modcast was a podcast they did, but even the moderators were just, and two, I also think partially it was because when I was watching the podcast, it was in a sort of like a dip in Dokkan's like not quality, but it wasn't as good as we have it now. I guess we'll just say that. So I kind of understand what they were coming from as well, but again, that's from that specific time frame. So either way, though, Modcast is still a good podcast nonetheless, but. Regardless, though, thank you, though. I appreciate your compliments to this one.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I don't even really watch that many like podcasts in general. Like the only one I really watch sort of regularly is the Joe Rogan one. And so yeah, it was just like I said, it was one of those things that when I came across it, it was just kind of like, why is this not a thing already? So yeah, it's a good idea. Well done, lads.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
A little bow.
Yeah. All right, so moving away from podcast question, we have to know, how long have you known about JoJo?
I mean, known about it. I mean, I'd always seen memes.
Of
but
course.
Obviously,
Of course.
no real context. I'm not even sure why I started watching it specifically, because I don't really know anyone who's watched it. But yeah, it was probably only a couple of months ago, to be honest.
Really?
Because of the way that the series are like named on the site that I watched them on, I didn't know a lot about it. I should have done that, but like I didn't look up the series on Wikipedia or anything first.
So I like where this is going.
So as I'm sure you probably guessed where this is going, so I watched Stardust Crusaders first.
Oh no!
And then found out that it was part 3. So obviously then I went back and watched part 1, watched part 2, re-watched part 3, watched part 4, and I'm obviously now currently watching part 5 up to date.
Right.
Nice.
Which, no spoilers, but it is fantastic.
Yeah.
And so
plus we still need to catch up.
Yeah.
And so then I showed it to Mrs. Ningen, and she prefers the dub. So we're currently watching part 4 because that's the one that is currently coming out dubbed.
Okay.
So she's like a part
dub
behind
stand
me.
name's my favorite.
Well, the thing is, I prefer like Dio, Jotaro, Joseph. I prefer their dubbed. It's only part 1. The dub for part 1 is pretty terrible with that.
My issue is not the voices, personally. My issue is the localized names for most of the bands.
Like,
Shining Diamond.
Yeah, even in the subtitles, like you can hear the Japanese voice actor saying the actual name, and then the subtitle says something completely
but
different.
at least you actually hear them say it. It's like in a dub that you're stuck with it. You're just stuck with it.
Good old Rocky and his original copyright infringement.
I'll take the next question, and Theo can take the last ones, because those are his forte. So
sure, go for it.
Still on the JoJo train, what would you say is your favorite part and your favorite stand?
So obviously, like I said, because I've experienced it through the anime so far, so I've only seen up to where we
both
are
of us too.
We're all anime here.
So part 3 is probably still my favorite.
Okay.
Because I'm a big fan of Jotaro. He's that typical like anime protagonist who is just designed to be cool. And so, like, you know, he's just designed to be like that cool, quiet, badass type character. So he's really cool. Obviously, Old Man Joseph is hilarious.
Oh,
yeah.
You gotta love him.
Favorite
You gotta
stand?
love him.
Favorite stand? I don't know. I'm a big fan of. I'm going to say the name wrong now because
Oh boy, here we go.
Because I've only watched the dub, so I'm going to out myself and say terrible. I'm a big fan of. It's Crazy Diamond, isn't it? The actual name.
Yeah, it's Crazy Diamond.
I almost said Shining Diamond. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Crazy Diamond. I like the fact that by giving him the ability to have like the healing, they can then have like people get a bit more like messed up in fights because then they can just get healed afterwards. And obviously the world. You gotta love. The world.
Of course, of course.
But yeah, I've been very impressed with some of the weird stands in Part 5 so far. So.
And it only goes downhill from here.
Yep. All right, so Theo.
Oh yes. Okay, so this I'm very excited about, and I have to ask everyone since I'm just such a big dweeb for this, and I know you did mention it a little bit earlier. You tickled my funny bone. Do you collect any Dragon Ball merch, such as figures?
Yeah, so I have like a few odd figures here and there that I've picked up from various places, but I mean the one that I would say I collect in the sense that I'm always sort of picking up odd ones here and there. Family members obviously get them for me as birthday and Christmas gifts because they don't know what else to get. So I have quite a large collection of the Funko Pops for Dragon Ball.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, I've got like a couple of odd figures, say that I've picked up here and there, but it's mostly the Pops. So.
Do you have any Mass Saiyans or anything?
Unfortunately, there aren't any of those. I know you can get a Marseillan like Heroes statue that I do.
I got you. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, I definitely want to pick up one of those.
Yes,
but
I have it. It's great. Oh, okay. Well, interesting.
Pops wise, I've got. I think I got Brock and Beerus for Christmas.
Wait, really? Those guys are kind of pricey.
I got Rose, Zamasu, Baseball Black, Vegeta. You know the sort of standard. But
not that. Rose is actually pretty rare too. Okay, I see you.
Well, it's because my missus likes them as well. So Dragon Ball. So we have quite sizable pop collection between the two of us. So.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're both picking them up. I see.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you let me ask you this real quick. I know this is like literally no one watching cares about this. Y'all who come to the streams know I go off on tangents. Is the Rose have a Hot Topic exclusive sticker, or do you not have Hot Topic in the UK? Is that another thing?
It's not a thing in the UK, no. But I think that one I got from my sister for my birthday, so I think she got it online. But I'm one of those terrible people. I obviously take them out of the boxes.
I do too.
Lay on the shelves and then just throw the boxes away.
Oof.
So
I don't do that. But all right, that's still cool. Yeah, because here it's like exclusive to a certain store you have to get at. Anyway, none of you watching care. Doesn't matter. Regardless, though. So now we're getting into a little bit of a little bit of beef for both of these questions, actually. I'm sure because I know you were a little bit a part of it. How do you feel about the whole... it happened a little while ago at this point, but the Dokkan versus Legends little war that was kind of happening on Twitter?
I mean, I don't know that I was part of that at all.
A little bit. I think you were in a couple of mentions, but anyway.
I mean, I definitely joked with a couple of my friends who will obviously tag all of us, our group, like in posts. I used to joke, like, for a bit, whenever someone would tag me in, like, a Legend summon, I would just comment on it saying dead game, just because personally I didn't like it. So I tried it out when it first came out, and I didn't really get on with the gameplay. And kind of like we said about why I'm free to play on Dragalia, is I don't know how it's changed now. I know I saw Rhyme post a thing recently about the amount of crystals that they do give out, but in those first few weeks when I started playing it, it seemed very free-to-play unfriendly. Yeah. And I didn't want to be pay-to-play on another gacha game, so I just stopped.
Fair enough, yeah. Fair. Yeah, these days they're very good about free-to-play crystals. But you're right. In the beginning, we were looking at a tumbleweed go by. It was like, yeah,
Well,
it
plus
was
it
rough.
was the fact that even if when you first started, if you grinded out all the story and all the events and all the stuff that was available, it gave you enough to do a few multis. And I think out of all of those, I got like one sparking.
Yeah, the rates are still atrocious. That hasn't changed.
Okay.
That has been, yeah.
But yeah, I just didn't get on with the gameplay hugely. Like I tried out the PvP and like some of the harder missions, and one of the things I didn't like about it is the fact that once, obviously, you've got the swipe to do like the dash or like the teleport counter thing. But if you either don't do that or you just mistime it, you can pretty much just get comboed to death.
Yes.
Like, in one go, and it's just like, okay, well that's not fun to me. The idea that you you make one wrong move and just dead.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And that was how the very, like I said, again, this is from the sort of when the game first came out experience. I haven't played it since then, so I don't know what like rebalancing or anything like that has gone through. But I didn't get on with it when I played it. But one thing that I will say that I feel like we've kind of come to, I would say most people would agree with this, which is even if you don't like Legends existing has been nothing but good for Dokkan.
Yes, 100% agree.
The thing that I relate it to, again, this is kind of like a going off tangent. I don't know how many people are also fans of this, but like the way I describe it to some of my friends who are into that sort of thing as well I describe it like wrestling when WWE brought out and took over everybody. When you have no competition, that's when your product gets stale, because you don't have competition. And so Legends coming out, I mean, think how many of the great like advances and stuff that we've had in Dokkan, that whether they would admit it or not, are probably due to the fact that they have to compete with Legends. So even if you don't like Legends, it existing is a great thing for Dokkan. So
and it existing just put more money in Bandai's pocket.
True.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they don't mind which one you play.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as they keep making Dokkan better, then yeah, Legends can stay around for however long it wants.
There you go. Fair enough. We actually did make an episode on that. Shameless plug. But so you would say though that in the end you're in the Dokkan side of things.
Oh yeah, I mean if I had to choose, then yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean it's one of those things I have thought about as they add more and more, and I keep seeing people posting like their screenshots and videos and stuff. I have thought about the idea of giving it another go. But
you should. I really
like it. It was fundamentally the gameplay itself that I didn't really get on with. So I don't know if like trying it again would even be worth it. But maybe one day I'll check it out. But
no harm in trying.
Cool. Yeah, exactly. All right, now we're getting into some real beef, by the way. Okay. So you and I are both big fans of Truth, and I know we both interact with him a little bit on Twitter. I'm on Twitter a lot, like too much probably, but I'm like, I'm always scoping out for some dank memes, back in 2008 now, but how do you feel about Truth and Muscle fighting for LR King? I have to ask.
I mean, it's all in good fun. Like I saw Truth saying that like people who are getting too aggressive on either side, like it is all a joke. Like,
right,
they are
of
friends.
Course, of course.
So yeah, I just find the whole thing very entertaining. Like I don't watch Muscle's content a huge amount. So obviously I'm not super familiar, but from the stuff that I have seen, it does seem like he is not really close to.
Yeah, we can all agree the Muscle's not. J-Fan has a better chance than Muscle.
I did see that someone commented video and he pinned it, saying that he was closer to being LR King than Muscle. So.
Truth even admitted to.
But no, I think it's just one of those things. It's kind of like any meme. I just think it's kind of funny that it's just a meme that we have in our community.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. So
okay, cool.
I mean, Truth. I think it's fairly safe to say that Truth is definitely the LR.
Definitely,
King,
yeah.
The whale king at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you even? That's the funny thing about it is how do you even take the crown, because surely all you could actually do is catch up to where he is, because he rainbows new LRs the banner they come out on.
Right.
So even if you do that as well, that only puts you equal to where he is. So
Unless you rainbow
I don't
the
really see how.
SSR, TUR, and LR.
True. But yeah, so it's interesting to see. But who's the global LR king? That's what we need, because obviously JP still has the stone vendors readily available. So if you've got the money to spare, it's not as hard to dump thousands of stones on every banner.
Did I just get called out?
Who's the global LR king? That's what we need to know.
That is true. We're looking for you. So we're keeping our eyes out. But yes, so thank you for that, by the way. I appreciate you going in on that one. But
oh man, that's one of the hardest things about staying a global name, the fact that we don't have stone vendors.
That's the realest I've ever heard anyone in my entire life.
Yeah, that I can agree with.
All right. So for now, we are done with questions for you, but at the end of any one of our interviews, we do like to give you a chance. You can ask both of us a question. You can have like a different one for each of us, or you can have one of us answer, both of us answer one question. But I know we're kind of putting you on the spot here, the hot seat, even though you're literally the guest, but you get the point. So, whatever pops in your head first, doesn't matter, whatever you want to ask, go for it.
Oh. Let's see. So, I mean, I guess I wouldn't be surprised. Probably be similar to what I said, but just for Kayvon, would you ever consider switching to JP?
Personally, as much as I see the benefits of playing JP over global, I just personally for me, the game being in English is such a big playing factor for me.
Yeah.
Because recently, me and Theo both started playing Puchigiri match. And playing a card game in Japanese is very, very hard.
It's hard, yeah.
So the fact Dokkan's in English, that, and honestly, my global is way better than my JP will ever be, no matter how many LRs or category leads I have on that.
Yeah.
But I'm staying a global man. As much as Theo probably doesn't like it, I'm staying a global man.
Nah, it helps for content. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, there you go, because you got the JP and the global expert.
Exactly. Thank you.
Except this guy's really a JP expert either.
Hey, I never said I was good at the game. I just summoned lots.
Exactly.
So, I guess for you, I would say, as the JP player, I don't know if you have spoken about this in detail before, but what are your thoughts on Hit? And are you excited for him to come to JP?
Okay, actually, no, I have not spoken about this before. That's kind of it. Okay, that's not what I expected, but that's a good question. I mean, I'm definitely excited for him. I mean, me and Kayvon were playing Dokkan one time, and my man hit for, granted he had support, but it was like an 8 million crit on the Dokkan mode, and I was like, alright, I need this man now.
Yeah, he stunned the Rudigarn. It was Jiren. He had Topo on rotation with a Rainbow Star hit friend. Dokkan for 8 million on a crit.
Yeah, that hit Jiren rotation is
one of the best rotations in the game, hands down.
Oh yeah,
it made me want him so much more after I actually saw him being used.
It made the 2 Jirens I got along with the 500 stone shaft that followed a little less bad.
So that alone already got me pretty hyped up, I will admit.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Blue Kaioken.
Yes, but I will admit, as a J, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like people are like, JP people feel like they're also high and mighty, oh, we get stuff first, and Global got something exclusive. Hey, fight me. Global got something exclusive, but I don't know, I like it when Global gets stuff first, because we've been getting that for the past 4 years, right?
Yeah.
you know, Global should have a chance to shine in that way. And frankly, I know it makes Global players feel, you know, really good about it. And I think it's kind of cool, you know, it's something unique.
Yeah, why
And
not?
then that way I can finally have a taste of what it feels like to wait and know what's coming in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because was it like LR Broly global exclusive for what, like 2 weeks or something?
Yeah.
It
like
was first, yeah. That was,
it was
yeah.
like 2 weeks.
Because I remember I was like playing JP and my buddy who played Global at the time, he still does, but he came up to me and was like, yo, LR Bully just came out. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? And then he showed me, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Because I remember the day. It was before I had my channel, but I was in like a Dokkan Facebook group or something, and I've woken up in the morning around the time that the news updates come out, and obviously, even though I didn't have my channel, that was when I'd first started quite regularly watching like Dokkan YouTubers, and obviously most of them main JP. So it's just like, wait, what is this banner? Like, what is this like base form Broly? That can LR? Wait, what? Like, it's crazy. And he came out the weekend that there was a world tournament on. It's
Yeah,
just
that's true.
I wonder if that was a premonition. For something.
Bandai.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing though, is like not knowing who, like what the unit was in advance. Like, I guess not a lot of people probably didn't even know that, like, if they went in for him and got him straight away, that he was then going to be the like world tournament killer, because no one knew who he was at that point.
Literally nobody to this day can still beat him.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's true.
Because I remember I pulled him, and obviously I wanted to play the world tournament, so I didn't bother farming his super attack or anything. I just awakened him up to LR straight away, and even at super attack 1, he was clearing out everything. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Because I think that was back before they added the times 30 difficulty.
Yeah,
So,
I think so.
times 20, even at SA1, wiping all of
Yeah, I
the
mean,
enemy teams.
plus 80,000, that's what it does.
Yeah, man. It was good
he
stuff.
was gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so I'm like, to kind of like just wrap it up easily, like, I'm happy Global's getting it. I think he's a very good card. I definitely think I'm in your ship entirely. He's a highly underrated card. I definitely think people need to give him a second chance, and he might get it when he comes to JP, because then all the JP players will be making videos on him.
Like, we can all agree, Hit came out at a bad time for Global, all things considered.
Yeah,
definitely.
Like, he was the Christmas banner, and that, like, comparing him to UI Goku, it didn't do Hit well.
yeah.
No, if
really didn't.
if his banner had been the same as the UI banner,
Yeah.
tickets and stuff, I think it would have been.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Maybe
would
then
have
I
been
actually
more
would have
successful,
pulled Hit.
because the unit itself is so much better than I think anyone expected.
Yeah.
especially
Oh,
because Hit
Yeah.
didn't have a good card until now. So,
Yeah.
and I
I'm
think that's
glad
one
he
of the
does.
things that made him enticing, like to me, as like refreshing, because it's like, oh look, we've now got a new unit that's actually really good, and it isn't just another Saiyan. Like, it was just cool that we had something completely different that was very good and very viable. So
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
hopefully it won't be long before he's back on another banner.
Yeah, let's hope.
Looking at you, 250 million downloads, Goku and Frieza.
Yeah,
Looking at
exactly.
you guys.
So maybe we'll get lucky. I mean, I would never bet any money on this, but maybe we'll get lucky in the global versions of the Bro Gogeta banner. We'll have them on,
Yo.
since the people were very underwhelmed by the feature.
Would be nice. Would be nice.
That would be sick, bro. I
would
might come back to
absolutely
Global.
be okay with that.
Considering Ink Gogeta is literally irrelevant now.
I know, right? That's so crazy. Like Ink Gogeta and STR Janemba being on those banners when they're basically on the cusp of being completely useless.
Yup.
They're just in the corner crying.
I feel bad for him, but
Yep.
rip our Inton STR boys to only be replaced by their previously thought to be
FTR
defeated.
boys.
Yes.
I take some comfort in the fact that I have both versions of them, both rainbow, so it doesn't really matter which one.
I have a rainbow STR
There you go.
number and a one dupe number, and number's probably gonna be better.
Oh no, Janemba's way, he's insane.
Yeah.
It feels bad, man. Feels bad. Anyhow.
Good memes. But anyhow, Ningen, thank you so much for being. I feel
man.
weird calling you Ningen. Like, I'm just saying, like, human. Like, I don't know, but.
I know, right? Yeah, it's kind of that is what everybody calls.
I mean, better than Filthy Monkey.
It is kind of funny when you think it is literally just saying human.
I know, right? And your girlfriend,
Or
Mrs.
mortal,
Human.
depending on- Yeah, exactly.
Human?
Oh, but either way, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I appreciate it. I know we kept you here much longer than we anticipated, but I really enjoyed this.
It's gonna be a big boy podcast.
Yes.
Man, I enjoyed it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Of course. And I'm glad too. I knew as soon as you were like, yeah, I really think this is a cool idea, I was like, okay, Bob, we gotta have him on. He's the next guest. No arguing.
That's awesome, man. I'm very flattered. So.
Of course. You know, I gotta support, you know, everyone else in the community. But so speaking of which, though, Mask Ningens links. There we go. Will be linked in the description below. Of course, definitely go subscribe to him. Definitely go hit him up on Twitter. Like as you heard throughout the podcast, our Twitter shenanigans are pretty fire. So I recommend checking it out. But definitely go subscribe to him. Yeah. Hush you. But anyway, though, again, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Definitely let us know in the comments if you enjoyed this. Let us know if you enjoyed this little bit of a longer one. This was definitely one for the record books, I'd say. Definitely know if you got any memes to throw at Ningen for you. Definitely leave those in the comments, I suppose.
Yep.
I look forward to it.
There you go. But anyhow, from all of us here at the Extreme Z podcast, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Have a good one.